Okay, I'm gonna go back in over that Amenep top and Ometeotl thing because I guess it required a little bit more explaining to congeal. Um, have you ever heard of Heru and Horus and Heru? I've heard about this maybe on one or two other occasions. It symbolizes the energy rising in the east and setting in the west, and the highest flying bird. In the west is we have the Atlanta Falcon. The Atlanta Atalanta is the Soul Atlantis. The subconscious Amenti, and the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. In the east is the Falcon. Like it's all reversed. It's like it's there, but it's just all reversed. In the hawk. Oh, it's over here is the hawk, the thunderbird, right? And they have the Atlanta hawk in a place where the CDC and the Olympics gets together like a ring and a loop, want to go through each other 5 or 7 times. The only thing that's missing would be the military-industrial complex, because the media and the big pharma is the FBI. So when an agency that can't operate inside of the sovereign because it is deemed to be a clandestine agency, right, gathering information and wielding it to only affect the advantage of the U.S. corporation or something, then they had to have a base in Canada. Nobody will ever agree with you if you pull up the fact that the CIA is not authorized to operate within the border of the United States, but they'll have you believe that they have two hubs of central intelligence operation. Who knows how many times this fucking thing dies, right? Like, it's basically able to just set up chairs, foldable tables, and they have the trucks that are with the fastest drivers that know how to go around and set up their picnic table, and and what comes out of it is like all different sorts of things that can't be typed. It's in order for it to be effective or to work, it has to have all different types of little subsidiaries, right? Subsidiaries who can't fucking talk about an important subject longer than an hour because it's a 1 hour show, and they have to stop and pay their subsidiaries. The Shell Corporation, right? So, but they're not the principality that OPEC is, though. So it's weird, right? Why are they called the Shell Corporation if they're not really necessarily a principality? Oh, because we don't need them. Ugh. Is that why? Because principalities, we kind of need them a little bit. Like the Energy Commission have to be named like a conundrum. What's it called? The oxymoron. Energy Commission. Like it's going to gasp and pass out. The energy is going to cease to exist. Maybe the corporal body, maybe the life car. You know what I'm saying? Remember? Did they make a movie recently about filming the interrogation of Alien? At the same time, they're probably just doing social experiments on white people like they do in Canada, up in Canada. So we got to be believing in vampires and aliens and shit that want to be up in the sky, like some sky god shit, while they experiment on white people. Damn. And then they have to make a vessel or some ship using the technology of Kundalini rising, and they had to make it out of Buick and Chrysler parts, and it's a hovercraft because it's thermodynamic aeronautic Aeronautics, which is the like you get a plasma cutter. It's Tesseract seed technology, inferior seed technology. It's self-impregnation, masturbation, and you are being taxed for something that we can only equate to shavings, if you want to call it the good word, because you want to have a perspective that doesn't talk about sickness, death, and jail and hell. So for content creation, then you're always peeping at conspiracies and shit. You know what I mean? Like, what's wrong with tax? Or if there is something wrong with tax, is there another meaning that can apply to the use of the word tax, since it's a whole syllable in a fucking language? It takes up almost like 1/11 or 1/12 or like something like a big slice of the pie of the things that might roll off the tongue. Then you could say in itself, then then you can't be mad at the tax man anymore. Because he's just walking around saying like, oh, you guys probably wouldn't be set back too much if you had to sacrifice that. Check what else you could go out with too, and it's for a cause. And if the reason is big enough, then you'll forego and you'll undermine yourself and you'll subject yourself to fucking. We'll just put a meter on space. Even though the only thing you ever get back from space is frozen garlic breads, and you can fucking jack up your ass when you want to pick yourself up by the pooch trap with a fucking frozen garlic bread. What a Oh, didn't you get kicked out of fucking somebody's chat recently for talking about somebody that you should probably keep a secret? Damn. And then somebody else you should probably keep a secret, they kicked off PETA's Twitter, right? Like, those people you can't talk about, you know what I mean? I'm not going to bring them up because it doesn't enrich your life anymore if you never knew about these motherfuckers. It's not going to be able to. You're only one man. What are you going to do anyways? Even like, what are you going to do? Strap on a bomb? Like, that's not going to be shit that anybody could use. That's going to be like, you fucked up, dude. You fucked up. So you don't definitely need more bowl cuts running around, more people smacked out in some hitters, some professional hitman's apartment with fucking orange hair dye, fucking bewildered and fucking off scopolamine or some shit like that. Like, we don't need this shit. Like, this is definitely bad for the development of oh shit, I gotta be careful. It might be a SD chip. All these things that have SD seem to be like really vibrate with the frequency of mind control, like sustainable development, social distancing, right? There was one other, but then there's one that's like not that bad, which is like they keep pumping social responsibility. That's not, it doesn't have D in it. Okay. Social responsibility doesn't have a D in it. But the SD card, is that like a SIM, same thing as a SIM card? Damn, I don't know. You need one of that, and for security purposes, you have to span your assets out on maybe some SIM cards, and maybe on the other side as an Apple ID. Because you just have everything riding on one two-factor authenticator. When you ever get to that point, then can count your lucky stars and everything, but you still have to overhaul, dude. Also the post office is going to become a cyber division of the Navy, because root seed text hash authenticator is for data query, and also a seal to protect information for your eyes only, that could steer the course of mankind, like the last we have is the post office, which was a militarized wing of the United States government of America. So you couldn't look in the mail. And that's why we were paying their pension. But they are just competing with outmoded services that for the purpose of government that couldn't be handled by a corporation, and we're still paying the pensions. So if they're not talking about this, it's because they know already. And it's, like negotiation is just buying time and positioning. And there's that there's negotiations in business, and there's negotiation in the geopolitical spectrum too. The funny thing is that we haven't heard about some situations that maybe, you can't, there's not going to be no angels in this situation, but because there's not going to be any angels in this situation, we're not allowed to tell you about that. If you want to find out about some oppressing journalism and everything, check a Nobel laureate by the name of Abiy Ahmed. And then the celebrities got onto this no more hashtag no more shit. Before we know anything about what no more, what is a celebrity? Because Abiy Ahmed is not going to sit down and peace talks right now for whatever reason. You can't say that's good or bad, right or wrong. Negotiation still only takes place in the interest of buying time and positioning. What is a celebrity? What does a celebrity do? What does a celebrity do? Still a question. Still a question. You know what I mean? We're always still going to be setting up firing positions inside the settlement, and what the fuck was it? Where is this going? Because there's a different type of ongoing scenarios that we're trying to micromanage. We're trying to micromanage their shit. They don't want to be a berserker and eat mushrooms, like they don't want to eat hella mushrooms. Like they would rather hop around with a mask and like a trench, like going back to trench warfare, and you in your mask. Do you know that you wouldn't have pericarditis attack, or when you try to go over that wall? Like most of the troops are going to get myocarditis, and then there's going to be that stupid look on all of our faces, like fucking Gaines-Barker-Bell's palsy. Like last time I wore the mask too long and forgot some of my expression, and take off the mask and it's like you don't have control over fucking your front of your face anymore. If you don't use it, you lose it, type of thing. You know what I mean? So you're masking the expression, you don't need to rely on it no more. You know what I mean? Man, that's some bitch. That shit sounds like some bitch. And I can't blame it on, I can't say bitch is a divine word. You have to say something else. That's like a batch of gremlins. That's some booch. That's kombucha. I don't know, dude. You don't say, don't blame the magnificent bitch. You know what I mean? That's just like spurning your own creation. Show some obeisance to the witch, because it is far better than be concerned with witch being a witch than to be a Christian in the time of good boys, in the time of white knights and cuckolds. I'm sorry, but people don't want to do business anymore. That's own them. You can't put own us like a fellow statesman. And if you can't spell, then don't spell. Don't spell. If you do spell, it's because you know what I mean. It's like it's still funny because it sounds like onus. But have you ever been onus before? because we own this. And I was the first probably person to hit you up on Onision. And he came out okay. In the end, Onision is okay. Something very strange happened. Something very strange that I don't understand that took place. And I probably came out of lethargy and atropine at the same time that Onision has a twin lookalike that's a fucking doppelganger that's a piece of shit that got exposed. And then Onision's mental capacity, he was having a conniption. This dude was, do you know this guy was having a conniption online and had Chris Hansen went after him and he fucking cucked Chris Hansen? He didn't have to try so hard like Sharif Silmi. So that lawyer defied his wife's voice that brought his 2 children to the hot spot of a media hot button issue during the fucking craze, hysteria of a rogue acting troupe director, Frank Giustra, is sending some wing loon net to fucking go to the same pizza shop at the same fucking time that Sharif Silmi was there with his kids. And then they fucking, like a magic BB, fucking piercing through layers of the floor, fucking the shot, like that fucking miraculously fried the computer of some evidence that I am only I'm only able to suspect doesn't exist, is nothing, that's just made up. If you want to know what's underground, is some bullshit. It's bullshit. Anything that said was underground is probably the old leftover skeleton of an old diplomatic intelligence chain from post World War II called Embassy Row, which is not a conspiracy theories, and it's not like there's so much, like, it's not like so many people died more than dies from like any other reason. You know, I stubbed my toe, I'm anemic. We're supposed to be like concerned about arbitrary shit, you know what I mean? Right now, we're supposed to. No, but all that shit would happen too. And then remember they had the caution tape already set up outside before the municipal services got there and shit. They were fucking eating pizza outside of Comet Ping Pong. Fucking days after the fucking scandal, dude, just prolonging the scandal, dude. And then they got this fucking, dude, anybody gets the idea to wear khaki pants and a black polo and a baseball hat with a beer on there, and you're still in college, go to college and collect $200 million like playing Monopoly. Somebody's definitely gonna violate you. If you don't fuck it up, you are gonna get banked. You're gonna be somebody's rich dad or some shit that's gonna be like, have to tell them that you're gonna just be a rich son. He said you're gonna be I'm trying to remember something that Adolf Thornton told his son in a song too. You gonna be a rich little something. I gotta be careful. I can't say bastard, you know what I mean? Because it's like, what it mean, father mean. So, I don't know. I hope he didn't say that. It could be part of the mind control. Yeah, we're all programmed. Makes us controversial. That's what they call the true and tricky dance moves. It's not really. It ain't much. It's not much. It really ain't shit. you, you don't want to put too much on it, for real. Oh, because that's how you dip your pinky in red ink or something like that. You become the Rat Pack or somebody. You know, if you wanted to join the Rat Pack. Ooh, that's scary. Old dead people scare me.